What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Davis of Flash Forex here, and I've got a week-long trading video that I put together. It's my first trading week in the new year, and we ended up making 2.5% this week. So I did want to document my first trading week. The first day of the videos, I do want to apologize. I did not clean my camera lens, so it's a little bit blurry the first few clips. But from there, everything's, looked pretty good. So let me know what you think. Comment down below and make sure to subscribe to the channel. And let me know if you do like this format, if you'd like more trade along type videos like this. But without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, I am at work right now, but we just did our first trade of the year. Like I was kind of saying, I was on vacation, just basically moving around and not trading that much this year. I've only really seen like one trade that I may have taken, but I wasn't even like on my charts. So we'll see if we hit our TP right here. It's looking pretty decent so far. All right, guys, so just closed 85% of my first trade of the new year. And I did close a little bit earlier than I had anticipated, but I didn't really like how the 12 opened like really kind of sporadic. I don't know, it was kind of a more hectic open, so I just kind of took some profits because I didn't want to go back to drawdown after being in profit pretty much this entire trade. So and this is kind of how I trade. Kind of like I said, when I take my initial trades, I try to just secure whatever I can to get that higher accuracy. And then as we continue through this challenge, I'm gonna go ahead and let them run more. So for instance, once I have about, 2.5, 3%, this trade would be something that I'd be holding to where it is right now. I always have a runner unless something happens with the execution, but so my runner's still going, and then I secured 200, so pretty much like half a percent. And the fun thing about that is now that I have this 0.5%, even though I'm risking 1% on the next trade that I take, it's technically a 0.5% risk because I already have 0.5% profit. So that's one of the reasons I like using this strategy. So these first few trades, they might be scalps, and I spook more easily with the first trades that I take just to get profit. And then once this is up, even if I get another 0.5% the next trade, that's already putting me 1% up, and then I can start kind of loosening the leash and letting my trades run a little bit more. That was another thing about my strategy that we were talking about in my previous videos, is that all of my trades, if I'm taking them, they have to be over 1.25 R. That's at the start of the challenges. And then as I progress and as I let my trades run more, my requirements are larger. So I want 1.5 2R trades. So like I said, I think this one was, what was the full? I don't know, I've got my trading view up, and I'm not doing the screen recording because I'm literally working right now at my job, so I don't feel like setting that shit up. But so this is kind of the oh sheesh. All right, well, we're about to hit the final TP right there. So that's gonna end me off with $300. So at that point we are over 0.5% gain. And like I said, I could have held, but that's not how my trading strategy works. Like these first few trades, I'm just trying to get wins. And then once you build a little war chest, that's when you start letting those trades go to full TPs. But I'm not gonna let, like if we go down in the smaller time frames, I'm not gonna let this type of setup go into drawdown. Like with how it was making structure, yeah, I could have stayed in this trade, but with how it spiked up at 12 and it was starting to head down, I'm like, okay, this is kind of sketchy, because that would have been pretty much a candle like this and then going down, and I don't know, that could have just been the liquidity it needed to go down more. So that's the reason I got out of this one, and I'm gonna try to make these breakdowns a little bit better. This is kind of my first one doing a live trade, but that is what we are looking at. All right, peace. All right, and one thing that I'm just gonna keep making, I'm actually just clocked back into my actual full-time job. I was just on lunch break during most of this trade. But one thing I want to talk about too is, so with this runner, it's either, and I talked about this in my last videos if you want to check those out, but it either goes to this break even, which is a little bit in profit, 2 pips in profit, or it goes to my final TP. But this is really what's helped me let trades run further. I'm still not good at letting and this is, the strategy I'm using right now. I know my weaknesses and what I'm trying to improve. So this is one thing that happens because I don't feel comfortable having risk on the table when I don't have the house's money. So this is why my first few trades I always close early, but it works because my win rate's like 90%. In the first 3%, even 4% of the challenges, my win rate's like so high that this works. I can get some small scalps, and what a lot of the times happen is that my runner accounts for like 50% of my position, just because it still goes to my final TP, and I'm also playing it safe and securing profits. So that's why I think this strategy is working out so well. So I'll keep you posted, and I guess I'll do another update when the runner closes, or if I have anything else real time that I can talk about the trade right now. So, all right, peace. Right, and real quick, while the trade is still active right now, this is one of the reasons too that for the initial trades, I like to just take whatever I feel is logical. And we're on the 30-minute time frame, and you can see how these wicks are forming. This is what spooked me. So the last 2 wicks ended at that area, so I was thinking, uh-oh. With how that opened, it pretty much blasted off, broke the last wick, and then it started heading. It was just kind of weird, and sure, I could have made it to my final TP, but that move could have happened when I closed as well, and we might actually get stopped out here. So, well, of the runner in profit still, so it's not really stopped out, but we might close the runner at break even. All right, cool, peace. All right, so it's literally a few seconds later, and it looks like the trade did get stopped out, break even, 2 pips in profit. So that makes my total that I've made off of this particular trade, where's my mouse? Here we go. 203. So not bad for the first trade, and like I said, this is the reason that for the first trades, I try to just take whatever I can. Sure, I could have made it to that final TP, but well, not the final TP, but my partial TP that was I think about there. Sure, I could have made that, but I also could have just ended up with nothing. But instead, I'm walking away with 206, and I've got the other account linked to this, the 200K account, so that one also obviously got this win. All right, peace. All right, guys, this is gonna be the last update. Just want to show you the where the price is right now, and as we know, it closed right here, still running, but it is not in my plan to be in this trade still. Like I told you, the first few trades I'm just trying to secure profit. So sure, I could have held and made 2R, but that's not how I trade, and those will be once I have more of a war chest. That's what I'm gonna. You just basically just let your trades run. You just let them go to that point. But until I get to that point, I'm doing whatever I need to secure profits. So I think that could help a lot of people. Just you don't have to let every trade run to full TP. Maybe you have a strategy like mine where the first few trades you're just trying to secure what you can to keep that high win rate, and then once you have some room, that's when. And you saw in my last videos, my last few trades of the challenges usually are 1.5, 2R to finish the challenges, whereas these ones to start the challenges are 0.5 to 1R basically. So, all right, appreciate you guys watching. Good morning. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be the second trading day of the new year, and I wanted to get into this trading day at the start of it so you can see kind of how I'm setting up my charts and how I'm getting ready for the day. So without further ado, let's head over to the charts and we'll start this trading day. Hopefully we find some good trades. All right. It's going to be the second trading day of the new year, and today I wanted to show the trades pretty much from start to finish. So how I'm starting my day, I just did a quick hit workout to get the day going. I usually like to get up around 6 a.m. EST, and that gives myself time to work out or do whatever I need to before 8 a.m. the Forex open for New York. So let me go ahead and start breaking down the chart as if we are coming in for a new day, and we'll just go from there. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and start breaking down this chart. And when I come in for the day, the first thing I do is check to make sure that this is still accurate. So we can go to the daily time frame. Let's see. Looks like that is still upward trend for hour. We had a downtrend for a little bit, a brief period yesterday, but I guess, the last few days, but it looks like yesterday we switched back to up for the 4 hour, and that's where I was taking my that buy that I took yesterday. So so it looks like all of these are still cohesive with what we already have documented. Let's just start plotting the chart here. So and you'll notice these are my lines from last night. So like I said in my previous video, we like to start these in Asian session. So I'll plot out these lines to see where I think we could move. If it's an uptrend, I was thinking either we continue after retest go up, or we begin the retest in Asian throughout London, and then maybe we can get that spike back up in New York, which is what we're waiting for right now. So it looks like, and this is what I'll do. So whatever one doesn't play out, or even if sometimes they both won't play out, there's just like something completely different going on with the markets. But looks like my bottom prediction is essentially what's happening right now. We went down here. Looks like we might be rejecting that level. We'll have to see once we get to the lower time frames. So we've got that plotted, and this is kind of where we go to the so this is where we start plotting the support and resistance areas, starting at the daily. So let's get these daily supports plotted here. All right, so it looks like these are kind of the most significant levels right now for the daily. I don't really want to go further down. We can, if the price gets down here, we can plot that, but not don't really want to clutter up my chart with lines that won't be in use. So these ones for now I think will be fine. One thing to note, this is actually not a daily resistance because this isn't closed yet. The current daily candle would have to close like how it is, or it'd have to close bearish for this to become a resistance. Because it's still open, this is just not really anything that I'm going to be putting a line to. So the next resistance would be right here. Plot that. And a lot of times if the lines are close enough, like see how technically these both are resistances, but usually I'll just take the average. So I might put it in the middle, like right here. And that looks like pretty much all the dailies that we'll be working with. Because this is also the all-time high of US 30. So the next points I'd be looking at would be the, this is every 500 points. These lines show up here. So 70s, 37,500, 3,800. So that might be the next point that I'm looking at. if we break the all-time highs or break the distance right there. Okay, so we have the dailies plotted. Let's go ahead and go into the 4 hour. So as we go further down, let's see if we can find any more supports and resistances for the day. Looks like we've got the 4 hour resistance right here. And let's check this range up here. If this is like about 30 pips, we'll still plot. We probably won't be using this today, but I want to plot a 4 hour resistance at that level as well. I think we'll probably play around these areas today, but we will see. And so we're looking for the 4 hour supports resistances. It looks like the last one that I'm seeing is right here. Go ahead and plot that out. Our support. And the very last thing is the 1 hour. So we're plotting the 1 hours on the chart as well. And what do we see here? Looks like we've got one right here. A resistance. Tried to go up, could not, went back down. So got that resistance right there, which is what looks like we're headed to currently. So that's going to be the 1 hour resistance. And we've got actually this is still open, so that's not the same thing that I kind of stated with the daily. If the candle is open, this is not a support yet until this candle closes. Anything could happen until this candle actually is about to close. So it's about to be a support. We'll just wait. I'll keep the camera rolling so you can see how I do this. I do see another, how much space this is. So this is a 1 hour. Yeah, about 15 pips. So in this case, this is a 1 hour 1 hour resistance, but it's so close to this other one, I might just like pull this down a bit. That way it's kind of averaging those two areas. And all right, so we are just playing the waiting game now. We have all of our points plotted on the chart. Got about 1 minute until the 8 a.m. closes, but and that's usually when I start trading, 8 a.m. Looks like we're not going to have any trades at 8 a.m. Maybe we will at 8:30. All right, so now that we have everything plotted, this is where you have to have foresight to see what possible trades could play out today. So as of right now, I was saying I don't have any trades at 8 and this candle hasn't even closed because this range is immediately not something that I can trade. I would need to at least have the previous candle as the stop loss. And the next resistance that we'd be running into is right here. So that risk to reward, I'd be risking 1R, or I'd be risking basically 1% to make 0.5%, which I will never initially have a trade set up like this. I may take 0.5% because I just want to take profits, but as far as realistic trades, this is where rating your trades, having a grading system comes into play. This can never be an A trade. So regardless of how even if I know 100% certainty that this is going to hit this level, it will never be an A because A trades for me have to be at least 1.25R. That's the bare minimum. So this is just not even something that I would look at. And this has helped a lot with making it to where I'm not taking every single trade. I can go full weeks without taking trades if I want to. And it does not stress me out at all. It's just following my system. This isn't in my system, so boom, I'm not taking a trade here. We did see, so the hourly hourly just closed since we just the new 8 a.m. just opened. So what we can do here, we can plot that new support that was just created here. So this is kind of a bit of a tougher area right now because we're in the middle of a range basically. And this is another reason this could not be an A setup. We're in the middle of a range. So I'm gonna like mark that down. Another thing I'm looking at whether or not a trade is takeable or not. I'll still take B plus trades, but I mean right now, these two things that I just described, having no room for this to run with a stop loss that I have to use, and then being in the middle of the range, this could never be more than a B trade. So, and I'm taking B plus as minimum. So, I would even say that's a B minus trade. So, what trades could we see today? I could see, and we're only looking for buys today. So this is how this system works. I'm not looking, regardless of what happens, unless these change to where one of these two options, so at least two of these would have to be down for me to take sells today, which would be very unlikely because look at this. So first of all, the daily can't even be down today because it would have to close below pretty much around there. We'd have to get a closure below this level for me to really consider any bearish daily. As long as this daily stays above, even if it wicks down here, as long as the closure is above that level, this is not a bearish trend. So there's not anything I can do to make the daily bearish because it literally has to close for it to ever be bearish. So when we move down to the 4-hour, pretty much a similar story here. Unless we move 250 pips down, at that point, I'm probably not going to want to take a bearish trade if we've already had that big of a move. Well, depending. Sometimes I will still. And similar on the 4-hour, the only way that this could change to being bearish would be if the candles literally moved. Let's see if I have is if the candles literally moved all the way down here. And closed like this. This would be when bearish would be. So that would have to happen. And the 1-hour would also have to reflect the same thing here. Okay. All right. And lastly, the hourly. Unless it breaks below here, the hourly is still going to be an uptrend. And the thing is, even if the hourly goes down and becomes a downtrend, so kind of like we were saying, so let's say the candles start forming, down like this. Even if that's the case, the 4-hour and the daily are still bullish. So I still would not be taking a sell. I would just be waiting for the candles to make a support right here or something, or support down here. And then I'm just taking the buys. I'm not ever taking sells. Pretty much I'm not ever taking sells today, unless there's some crazy shit that happens where the stuff that I just said happens. There's not really any spot where sells would be a realistic thing for me to do today. So that being said, that makes it a lot easier for us to decide how we want to move forward with the day. Because all we have to do is plot out areas where we could see buys happening. My favorite option would be if we come down first. So I'll get rid of the trend line that I made in Asian session. And I am trading around, I have, things on my schedule too. So I've got physical therapy. I actually ruptured my Achilles back in August. So got that at 9 a.m. So I'm kind of going to be trading around that today. And that's just something I've been getting used to. I have a lot of things going on my schedule to where, um, I may not be at the charts 100% of the time, but I'm either giving myself the opportunity to take trades before that scheduled appointment or after. Sometimes I'll be in a trade still when I have to go to the appointments or things that I have to do. But for the most part, I am at home when I'm trading. So, but either way, you've got that mobile app, so you can really just manage the trades on the fly as well. So let's go ahead and plot out what trades we could see today. And I generally am going to be executing the trades on the 30-minute. Um, 30-minute or the hourly, it just depends on how the candles are forming. But two things that I could see happen. So if we come down here, do something like this, and then have an entry and like that would be nice. But honestly, this isn't even that big of a range to work with. So that'd be pretty much the only way that this range would be tradable. We'd have to be, I'm not trading in the middle of this range because there's not enough, like there's 30 points right here, 36 points right here. So you're basically, your stop loss is 36 points and your take profit is 29 points. So yeah, it's not a realistic area. We pretty much are going to have to wait until, based on this, there's not any news today. So we'll probably have to wait until after 9:30 to get enough volume to come out of this area, which is fine because that'll be after my appointment. So it actually works out today. I'm liking how the charts are looking right now. All right, I will do some more updates as more unfolds, but I'll most likely be back after my appointment to um, do more analysis and see what's going on today. All right. And last thing before I pop off here, the other trade idea that I could see today would be if we pop up here first, do a little retest, go up like this. I think this might be where we're headed, something like this. And at that point, let's see what kind of trade we'd be dealing with. Yeah, so that'd be pretty nice. This would be my preferred trade. And then we saw the other one, it was pretty much like down here. This would be my like second option, but still doable, but it just depends on how the stop loss would lay out for that. So these are kind of the two trade ideas I'm seeing today. But pretty much if this shit doesn't happen, I'm just gonna come back tomorrow. There's not really, this is literally the easiest way to be consistent here is just do something like this where if your options aren't there, then don't make up random options. You just do whatever your playbook says. This is what my journaling has told me. This is what my stats have told me. These funded accounts have told me. So, I mean, I'm just going to stick with doing that, and I will let you guys know what happens today. All right, peace. And as far as times of execution, because it seems like that's been pretty consistent for me last, I'd say, few months. I usually like to execute at either the 8 a.m., 8:30. At that point, I'm gonna usually wait an hour until the 9:30 a.m. candle opens. And then I'll take trades after that. So like the 10 a.m., 11, 12, 1, like those times are a lot of times after that 9:30 a.m. volume comes in for US 30, that's when you're gonna get a lot of the larger moves. And the biggest thing is that instead of only being able to hold my trade, so if I take a trade at 8:30, I'm really trying to be out by 9:30 because I don't want to just get um, basically wicked out with the 9:30 candle. Sometimes, depending on where the trade is, I will still keep that position open or take partials and let the 930 candle play out. And, that can really, I think a lot of people trade like that where they'll just execute off the 930. So it's doable, but I like to just have something that is um, the same thing every time. The 9:30 a.m. is very sporadic. Um, it's not something that I would willingly just put my money onto because it's basically you're 50-50ing your chances at that point. Same thing with if there's news at 8:30. Generally, I'm going to be waiting until after 9:30 to even take trades. So if we've got CPI like we do on a Thursday, that's one of those days where I'm pretty much just going to be trading like after 10 a.m. There are some exceptions, like sometimes I'll catch maybe I'll see something at 7:30, take that, and then I'll still have an hour. But you really want to have like based on the time frames that I trade. So if I'm executing on the 30-minute, I want to be able to have two 30-minute candles to work with. So if you're only giving yourself 30 minutes before news, 30 minutes before the 9:30 a.m. candle, um, you're really doing yourself a disservice because there's not enough time for things to play out before the unexpected or the unknowing, the things that you don't have full control of can happen. So that is definitely a big tip is just don't put yourself into situations where you're battling against 9:30 a.m. crazy volume, you're battling against news volume. Just take your trades before or after. All right, peace. And before I head to my appointment, one thing I do want to do is just put my alerts on the chart. I just have just like the two closest zones usually I'll do. So we're doing buys here, and we can take buys up here as well. And I do it based on this is kind of a little trick. So if you let it, the alerts will play once per bar. You do it on the 15-minute. That way, every 15-minute bar that crosses, you'll get an alert. So it just makes it so you get more alerts. You can do it based off of any time frame, but that is just what works for me. All right, so we got the two alerts set up. We got the two possible trades, and this is why it is just a really simple, almost set and forget type strategy because I'm setting my predictions up and I'm not really forgetting about them, but I'm just like waiting until those predictions either play out or they don't, and I don't take a trade. All right, later. All right, guys, we just got back from physical therapy, and I'm just looking at the charts again. So these are the remember these were the trade ideas we did before. Looks like it did head down a little bit further, but more or less this same concept that we have with this trend line went further down. I'm thinking probably get some buys right here. One thing we have to do, we do have to adjust this 1 hour. This previously was a support, but broke through, the 1 hour broke through. So now this becomes a resistance right here. And that gives us, so let's go ahead and get rid of the extra stuff now. That gives us a new trade idea. We had an opportunity where it looked like it might have been closing above here. And at that point, we might have looked for entries. But as of right now, it looks like we might have to wait another candle, or it may not even happen today. It may just continue going down, which I'm fine with. But like I said today, I'm only really looking for buys, so not really a point where I'd be looking to sell at this point. All right, I will let you guys know how it goes. Looks like this candle is about to close, so I guess we'll just wait to see how it closes here. Does not look like it's going to be closing above this daily support. All right, so I moved to the 30-minute chart so we can see how this closes. Looks like it's going to close essentially doji. Yeah, what we're really looking for, if this closes like this, then next candle gives us something like this. You would enter on the following candle, come back up to fill this range. But unless that happens, pretty much going to be out of this. It looks like we might be able to get a trade like that because that give me a pretty decent reward as well. That is what we are waiting for. So we'll see how that plays out here. This is the 10:30 a.m. candle. Just opened here. And that it looks like we might have a trade at 11 a.m. if we can get a closure above this level here. So I might even just keep the camera running so you can see let's see how candle's developing here. All right, just checking back in. So looks like we may be getting a candle similar to what I drew out a moment ago. Looks like we're probably going to. This is the ideal. If it goes like this, we're gonna keep the stops still below this point right here, and expecting the 11 a.m. candle be the trade that I take. So, all right, let's see what happens. We're still waiting on this candle closure here, so we will see. Okay, and we are back. I'm just doing a quick update as we are about to have that 11 a.m. candle open. So it looks like that 10:30 didn't do too much. It tried very briefly to break into that zone where I was considering taking trades, but it did not go there. Looks like we still got some downward momentum. And this is really something I'm hoping to illustrate in this video, is that not every day are your setups going to line up. You've seen me in this video line up 3 different possibilities for me to take today. And the market has decided to do something different. So we'll see, because one thing that might happen is it could start setting up after my trading time, which I'm fine with. Or we could even get, at this point, we might even be, we continue down. I'd be able to look for sells tomorrow if we can get down to. So here's how we're looking right now. Remember, I was saying we want that daily closure below here. So let's say we get a daily closure that brings the daily bearish, or our bearish. So at that point, we could look for some of this downside move. But as far as I'm concerned, this is just a pullback that will then continue back up as we are in this largely bullish uptrend for a long time here. So we will see. Like I said, I'm very capable of adapting if it ends up that we take sells for the rest of the week, or, but we'll see. Still a lot more trading hours in the week left. And yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, and while we're going over the charts, I do want to talk about how we'll be finishing up this series. So it'll just be basically a week's time frame of trades. On the days that I'm not working my full-time job, I can do these types of videos where I go more in depth. The days where I am working my job, I'm just gonna do the phone videos where you kind of just see whether or not I took a trade or not, and we'll kind of go from there. All right, so I'm gonna let this candle play out as well and see if there is a possibility of an 11:30 trade. Only thing with that is that this current trade idea that I have plotted out would be slightly different. A different stop loss would have to be below this 11:30 candle. I'm sorry, this 11 a.m. candle. So we'd basically be looking for pretty much the same idea, but we'd just be getting a larger candle to push us into this new zone here. Then we'd basically be taking the next candle, anticipating that range to be filled. One thing we have to keep in mind is that that is going to reduce my RR since we're increasing the stop size. We're pretty much close to 2R trade. Now we're moving it down to 1.39. So that's getting pretty close to a trade that I wouldn't be taking, but we'll see. It's also not really forming how I like it, so I probably won't take this trade anyways, but you will, you know, like I said, this is kind of the stream of thoughts. You can see, even on the days that I'm not taking trades, I'm still plotting things out. I'm still determining the grade of the trades. So right now, this is looking like it probably won't be an A just because of how large the stop is. I'd rather have something under 40 points when we're at 67 right now. But it's still something that we could trade if it becomes a B plus. But we'll just have to see how this candle plays out. So, all right. And we are back again. Looks like the candle is forming in a way where I might have an entry here in a few minutes. The reason that I'm considering this is I like how the previous 1 hour candle grabbed liquidity. And there still is a decent amount of room to run, especially if I'm still in the mind state that we're in a uptrend. So when we look at the 4 hour, that's another thing that is making me really consider this. It's looking kind of like an exhaustion wick is being formed with how this is going here. So we'll see. The 11:30 has a few more minutes here, and then I will let you know if I took a trade or if I'm sitting on the sidelines for this one. All right, peace. All right, so the 11 a.m. candle just closed. It closed with no top wick, unfortunately. So there is not a trade that would have been nice. It was almost closing exactly where I had my order, or where I had my trade idea plotted right here. But in the last few seconds, it just like flew up like this. So yeah, with my trading strategy, no top wick, no trade. So fortunately, we are sitting this one out. I guess we'll see what kind of move happens, but something like that. And I also don't enter before 3 minutes into the candle, so either way, I wouldn't be in yet. But yeah, with this closure, no top wick, and also it increased my stop even more. So now this is actually not a 1.25 trade. It's not something that I will ever trade. So yeah, it looks like we're 1.12 R. So again, that's not something that I can take anymore. The only thing I'm thinking of is the if I was to, if this ended with a top wick, so let's say it ended pretty much if the candle just ended like this, boom, top wick like that. This would be when I'd be starting to look at possible trade. Then, of course, the candle following would need to make a lower wick first, then start pumping. So yeah, this is kind of it's a no trade day based on that, because there's not really. Guess you could get, like, if this bounces off, maintains this level, and the next candle continues up, that way you can get a better stop loss. But how this is right now, we're now in no trade territory. Don't even have the risk reward we need. So how would I take a trade here? The only way that I'd be taking a trade is this candle would have to move down, stay above um stay above that support. Following candle would need to that bottom wick, then pop up. So that's pretty much my only, and then at that point I could use that as a stop. So I'd have like maybe like a 40 pip stop right here, and I'd be back to a 2 risk to reward. But as it stands right now, like I said, the main reason I'm out of this is that there's not any realistic stop loss that would give me a good RR. So even though this may still go up and do what I thought my trade would be doing, the RR is not possible for me anymore. So now I can't take it. So looking like it could be a GG today, but we will be, I'll let you know if anything comes up or if anything changes. All right, peace. All right, so here we go. We are back, and chart is looking beautiful right now. Not in the trade, like I said, no top wick and too large of a stop, but it is doing exactly like what we mapped out here with this trend line. So the reason that I'm okay with this, and this is what I struggled with starting out, is that you don't need to be in every trade that's your direction. So I could make an exception and say, you know what, I'm getting in this trade, you know, no top wick, no problem, I'm getting in anyway. And oh, that would have been a win. But that's not how trading strategies work. You're supposed to do the same thing every time to get the same consistent results. That happens from back testing and understanding why your rules are the way they are. So these rules that I've made have been made for a reason. But as you can see, it closed at the top of the range. So that is going to do it for me in this trading day. I will catch you tomorrow, and we will again look for some baller trades. Let's get it. How's it going, guys? Davis of Flash Forex here. We're actually driving on the way back from Michigan. Been on the road most of the day, but I did end up taking a trade on the way back. So I'm currently in that, in a little bit of drawdown. I'll be showing you guys what's going on with that trade once I get home. But so far it's looking pretty decent, and we'll just wait and see what happens. All right, peace. All right, so I just got back home. I was gonna set up the screen share, but I'm just feeling pretty lazy after that drive. So our position, like I was saying, during the drive, I was in drawdown for quite a bit of the trade. But that's one reason I wanted to do a phone trade during this part of the challenge, just because it pretty much makes you have to just like either stop loss or take profit it. And if I was sitting here, I may have just taken profit at the that last candle right there, taking partials or something like that. But this is kind of making me stay in the trade, and it looks like it may still work out in my favor here. About 12 points up, and yeah, we're just waiting and finding out what happens here. So I will let you know what happens. We just got the 2 p.m. candle open, and I'm still just in this trade chilling. I like how it's made its structure, so I don't really anticipate closing early or anything. I'm probably just gonna wait until it hits this. So I'll let you know when it hits that, or if I go into deep drawdown again. All right, peace. All right, guys, so the trade ended up playing out perfectly. I was able to close at that partial take profit that you saw in there, about 51 points in profit. And then we still have the runner running, so I basically closed with profit of $423, which is a little bit under 1%, but obviously we still have the runner, so we should be able to make over 1% if this runner keeps going. And so right now, I took away the final TP, and I'm just gonna let this thing breathe, and if it stops me out, we still make $2 on the runner, but we've already secured 420 today on the road. Like I said, I made that trade from my car. First time I've done that before, but just need to work on being able to implement my strategy with whatever environment I'm in. So another W, and we will see you either when the runner's closed or tomorrow, depending on what happens first. All right, peace. It looks like we're about to hit that 100-point mark on the runner soon here too, so that is good. And luckily with this strategy, like I said, with the trades, once I get a few more percent, I'm gonna be letting these run to get this full amount. But right now, we secure, keep that runner, and slowly build up that war chest. So far, going pretty well. 2 for 2. And we just crossed 100 points on this runner here. So I may consider trailing the stop at some point soon, but I'm just gonna like see what happens. I've got literally nothing to lose at this point, so I'm just gonna like let it play out, and we'll see how many pips we can get to. And this is a perfect example of why you want to leave runners, guys. This blew through what my trade was even expected to do, so I guess we can increase to here, and I'm probably gonna take the rest of the trade off at that next resistance here. So probably gonna just be closing it soon, because that'll be another $100 on the trade. So we'll just probably call it at that, because I don't want to be in the trade after like 5 p.m. It's what is it right now? 2:30. So yeah, I'd rather just get out of the trade before the day's over. All right, later. One last update, guys. Just trailed my stop as well for that runner, and I said in my first video, for the runner I literally just do whatever I want. So as long as I'm not like losing money on my runner, so as long as it's at least a break-even trade, I'm fine to do whatever I want because it's my money. So now, like I said, I just decided to trail the stop instead of leaving it down at break-even. That way I can still have a bit more profit on the runner. And then again, I'm going to, instead of leaving this open, which I was considering at first, since I don't want to hold it overnight, I'm just gonna have a set TP, and then if it doesn't hit that, I guess we'll just see what happens. So, okay, guys, and that is the final trade amount right there, 513.53. So I closed actually like $10 before I would have hit 100. So I hit $90 on the runner and closed it, but that's pretty much because I'm just like done for the day. I usually don't like to be in trades after 3 anyway. So all right, peace. We'll see if it continues to reject, but I basically closed on the top wick there. You can see right here too. So we'll see. It could keep pushing, but I'm pretty satisfied with 513 for the day. So all right, guys, I'm about to head into the office today. So on office days, I usually try to get up at like 5 or 5:30 a.m. That way I can still get my workout in. Then I have to like spend like over an hour getting ready for this stupid drive to the office, man. I'm hybrid, but either way, check out what happened in the trade yesterday. So we got out at the daily resistance right here. And like I said, it could get wonky after 3. Lo and behold, at 3, we go down. Wouldn't have been BE at that point, and then this is where it would have taken our BE out. But like I said, we got out on this candle pretty much right when it tapped this daily I'm sorry, we got up. It's so early. It is so fucking early, man. It's 6:30 a.m. But yeah, we got out on that candle, and as you can see, we could have made about 20 pips more, but at the end of the day, it looks like it was the right call, because we would have just been break even instead of making that much on the runner. So, and it looks like it is trending, or it did trend up during Asian, and then we're getting a pullback in London. Seems like we'll see if I think it's gonna probably do this option A right here, go up. Then we got news at 8:30, so I'm not even gonna be trading until, I don't even know if I'm trading today. I'm gonna be in the office chilling. So I've already made 1.5%. I've only got, I'll explain this a little bit later, but my fund and engineer account is still on phase 1 because I had trade copying issues. So even though my account that I trade off of, the 50K, sends directly to funded engineer and should have the exact same trades, there was a few issues that caused it to miss some of the trades, or where I had to manually enter. And that being said, with that last trade, now I only have 0.75% left on funded engineer, and then that will be phase 2 as well. So not too far behind, but just wanted to give you guys an update today. I don't know how much I'm going to update today since I'll be in the office, but I think this is give you a good idea of what I'm looking for today, and I just wanted to show you why I got out yesterday at that resistance right here. So all right, peace out. Wish me luck at work. Gotta go in, boo-hoo, whatever. All right, ballin'. Guys, just doing a real quick update at work here. Just got my iPad that I just kind of watched throughout the day. But this is one of the examples of when basically neither of the two things that I plotted out happened. So it's definitely looking like a no trade day. It's already, what time is it now? 12, and this is pretty much what it's been doing all day. So still was looking for buys, didn't play out. So yeah, just gonna be not doing anything today, and I'm hitting the road tomorrow. So I think we might just be ending the week today. We'll see if I trade tomorrow, but yeah, at least at the very least for today, it doesn't look like it's going to be any trades. So all right, peace. All right guys, it's still Thursday. I actually did end up taking a trade. I actually just got home I just worked like a half day at work today. And funny enough, like right when I clocked out was when I saw this trade. So I was at 1:30, waited till like 1:34 to enter, but if we hit TP, the what do you call it? Funded engineer account will be into phase 2. I have a separate TP set up for that one, and then this is just for the phase 1 account. I'd like to have it be a different TP. So you'll see right there, $500 if we hit that line right there. So I think this one's gonna be just now that I'm home, I'm gonna change this to a partial take profit. So I'll close 85% at this line, and then my final TP will just be up here. But we'll have to see how it plays out though. It's still early in the trade, so we'll have to see what happens here. All right, later. Well, that took about like 5 minutes. So we just passed phase 1 of funded engineer, 16K. So that's 8% of the 200K account. And then the trade on the on my other account is still going. I didn't close that one, so I'll pull that up here. So that is still going here. I'm gonna probably wait till like 1% and close it. I don't really care about that. Like, honestly, my main goal today was just to pass phase 1 of funded engineer, that 0.75%. About to actually probably close this at once I make about $500 off this part of it. So I'm at 420 right now. Looks like it might actually start busting, so I might just hold this one for fun. I don't know. I've got this now. I really have nothing to lose because like I did what I needed to do, just past that funded engineer challenge, and this is setting up like it might still pump here. So I'm still gonna put my partial TP at like $500 pretty much, I'd say, which is like right here. Let me just double check that. 1 second. Yeah, it's about 500 right there. All right, and then that's the final TP right here. So we're just gonna have both. Let me go ahead and execute the partial TP, set that up, and we do 85%, so I'll set that as well. Hello. All right, there we go. 85, set partial TP. So hopefully we can hit that. If not, I don't really care because we are already past our other account today. So let's go. All right, peace. All right, guys, so still letting this run. Just wanted to show you where it's at right now. Looks like we are going down. So yeah, either we break even this one or it like, hopefully it rejects like at this level and then it'll just keep going up, but it's looking a little sketchy right now. Looking like we might get a break even trade on the phase 2 True Forex Funds account, but like I said, my goal was completed today, just doing the making sure I made that profit, the 0.75% on funded engineer, and I didn't get to 1% yet on that one, which is why I didn't close. That's where the 1% mark is. So And once I have profit, like I said, I just let my trades, I try not to close early. So since we're in profit already on this account, that's why you're seeing me deal with this going back to entry possibly. And I set to break even already, so just to make sure I'm not losing anything on one account and, you know, making profits on another, that'd be goofy. So yeah, both are gonna be in profits. This is gonna be $30 if it goes to break even, or if it rejects like it's trying to, please, 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 we might get to our final take profit, and then moving forward, we should be able to get up here, but we'll see. Yeah, it's at a spot where I think it actually could just fly up here. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. Peace out. So we could be looking at the final push here. We are, so we dipped down. Like I said, we made that kind of rejection, had that rejection down there, and then looks like we may be able to hit the TP. I'll keep you guys posted though with what happens. All right, so another point that I want to show you guys. So I moved down to the 15. I was at the 30 previously, so you can see what's going on with the current candle. And one thing I want to show you, so I did move I trailed my stop because of how that candle ended. It seems like we might be creating a support here. So I don't expect the trade to go lower than that unless it's, you know, going to be moving to like a bearish trend. So I'm gonna keep that way. Either way with this one, I'm gonna be making $120 as opposed to the $30 when I was at break even. So I'm just gonna slowly add to my profits. It looks like maybe we can even get, this is the last 2 minutes of the 2 p.m. candle. So we could actually have a, I call these countdown flips, where the last few minutes of the candle, it flips the direction that you want. So we could have a countdown flip here, and could be out of this trade. We're coming back up here. I guess we'll see. All right, peace. Guys, TP absolutely smashed here. Another W in the books. That's 3 for this week. I ain't even getting started yet, mate. This is it right here. So I started my runner going. It's what, $1,133 this week, and I ain't even had my coffee yet. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, man. Let's see how much this trade was. So right now, since I closed 85%, an 85% closure would technically be $425. So I closed I guess where I put the line was a little bit, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, either way, I guess I was like $10 off of the correct closure there. But I'm gonna let it run. We're probably still gonna trail, but I'm gonna keep this stop for a bit just to see what other structure is gonna be formed up here, and then we'll go from there. So we passed phase 2, or I'm sorry, we passed phase 1 on funded engineer, and then we are about halfway through pretty much phase 2 on my True Forex funds. So looking pretty good. All right, peace. Thing is it's just rinse and repeat, guys. So now we have the runner. Guess what I'm gonna do with the runner? Either stop loss, which is in profit, or the final TP. It doesn't get much easier than this, guys. Yeah, I just keep on thinking of other things that might help people when as I'm going through these trades. So we saw in so this is the 30-minute, and we saw in my last video basically what happened. So looks like we're about to, it's the same thing that happened yesterday, where my prediction, the price seems like it might actually go further than my initial prediction. So you see that was a 1.34 R trade, and remember, I only go for trades that are at least 1.25. So even though this stop was 80 pips, the amount that this zone is 108. So that makes it to where my risk to reward is still 1.34, so above that 1.25 minimum. But now the only change we're making to this is we just need to drag this up, because this is going to be the zone that the runner is going to, and that is pretty much what the trade was there. So yeah, we're just gonna wait and see what happens. So far, another really good trade this week, and it seems like US 30 is still trending quite a bit. Like the December, I got some like bangers, like 300-point trades, stuff like that, where the price was just running and running. And it seems like, so it's not getting as crazy, but I mean, the last trade, what did I get? Like 150 points. This one, I'm at 100 right now. So I don't know. I'm just gonna keep you guys updated with the runner, but pretty much just done trading. It's just a movie right now. I'm just watching shit, or watching the charts. So I just got the alert from TradingView that it just crossed the what was my previous final TP. So we are sitting at about 120 points in profit, and again, we're going for that final area. So I just wanted to give a quick little update on what's going on. Looks like it's still going to be chugging, but I may trail my stop soon as well, but we will see what happens the next candle here. So what time it is? It is 3. So I ended up I actually didn't even realize what time it was. It's this is the 3 p.m. candle. So I went ahead and just trailed my stop pretty tightly to where it was just $100 if it basically did what it did. So closed, and that puts me at, let's check the how much I made on that trade here. Oh man, like the same exact amount as the last trade. Okay, well, I got 513 in the Bizank, so we'll take it. We'll take it. And this is just the final update video. So still it's 312 now, but you do see we get that pullback now, and the final for the week is actually $1,225. So, right, beautiful human beings, it is the end of the video. And tell you what, if you do want to see more videos like this where I'm doing live trades, or you like the style that I'm doing here, the longer videos, let me know down below, and give this video a like so more people like you can get this information. All right, hey, that's gonna do it for me, and I'll be dropping some new videos shortly here, but have a good one.